afternoon for baseball here at the Big A, the 81st and final home game of the year. The Angels going for the sweep against the visiting Oakland Athletics and trying to win or finish on a winning note. And because of that, this being the last home game of the year, we thought we'd put together the moments, the highlights, if you will, of this season just for you at the end of summer. All is brought to you by Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. Nope. Angels Baseball is brought to you by Howard's, official superstores of Angels Baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By the fastest growing car company in America, Hyundai. And by Shakey's Pizza. What is the distance from home plate to the pitcher's mound? Well, go to Shakey's.com/trivia for the answer. Just about ready for the final home game of the year. The Halos and the Oakland Athletics tied for second place in the American League West. Both 10 games back of the division-winning Texas Rangers. Lineup that Bob Guerin is running out there this afternoon at 77 and 80. They've got Rajai Davis back in center field. Derek Clark at first. Mark Gallos at second. Jack Cust at DH. Chris Suzuki back in the starting lineup doing the catching. Kevin Kuzmanoff at third. It's Jeremy Hermida in right field. Chris Carter in left, and Cliff Pennington is batting ninth, playing shortstop. Pretty much the same lineup that we've seen through all 3 games of this series. They are taking it on the right-hander Joel Pinheiro with a 10-7 mark and a 3.96 ERA. A nice return back to the American League this year.
Exactly. 2 starts since coming back from the disabled list. 14 innings pitched. Just 3 earned runs. No walks during that period of time, which is impressive considering he was out for 2 months almost.
Rajai Davis takes ball 1 down and in. A 274 average, 5 home runs, and 50 runs batted in on the year for Davis. And Pinheiro falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Davis had a 1-for-3 game. His only hit of the series coming in the 5th inning of last night's game, a double. And he scored a run as Pinheiro delivers a strike. And it is 2-1. Davis lifts a fly ball to shallow left. Juan Rivera, shading his eyes, is there, makes the catch, and there's out number 1. And speaking of Juan Rivera, we'll take a look at the defense behind the Halos. Rivera is in left, Borges in center. Trumbo gets his first major league start in right field. It's Asturis and Ibar on the left side, Kendrick and Napoli on the right, with Hank Conger back behind the plate.
Mark Trumbo, a guy that's mainly been an infielder, but did get some playing time in the minor leagues and in the outfield. Has a strong arm, so he's playing that right field position. See how he's going to get acclimated to playing not only in the outfield in the big leagues, but in the daytime too. We have a different read it with the ball in the sun.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball, rolled foul up the first base line. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Pinheiro making his second start and last, coming off the disabled list. Started on the 24th against the White Sox, gave up 1 run in 8 innings on 4 hits. Got a no decision. Oh, 2 breaking ball is downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Barton, hitting .272 on a year. 8 home runs and 51 driven home. Barton had a 2-for-5 game yesterday with a couple of singles. That one missed inside. It's 2-2. Take a Hyundai key to the game today.
Well, you challenged me today, Victor. We're going to go with some Miley Cyrus. See you again. Initially didn't think there was any chance at all to see Joel Pinheiro coming back, but 2 starts in a row is dominant. On a lot of strikes, quality pitching back in 2007 for Miley Cyrus. What do you think, Victor?
It's pretty good. I almost gave you the choice between Miley Cyrus and Dexy's Midnight Runners. You chose Miley. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Barton. There's out number 1.
Basically, see you later on that sinking fastball.
There it is.
Talking about great action on this pitch. Unbelievable movement.
And Bob Guerin came out to argue. Was the argument that maybe the ball hit the ground? It's a strikeout, not number 2. We've noticed in this series and in previous series against Oakland that Bob Guerin likes to come out and have a little conversation with umpires on occasion.
I think he was checking to make sure to verify where our keys of the game was a song by Miley Cyrus. That's
I think
why
you're
he
right.
stepped out.
I think he came out and asked Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire, did he really just go to Miley Cyrus? This one was out to left center field for a base hit. 2-out knock for Mark Ellis. I mean, a lot of people are wondering, how did you get from Skid Row to Miley Cyrus? I mean, you are
versatility.
You are worldly. There's no doubt about it.
And of course, it's the last home game of the year, so we'll see you again next season, 2011. It's all playing together.
Wow.
Just segue.
tied it all together neatly in a nice little box. Put a bow on it. Jack Cuss lines one to center field. Borges jumps in on that first step, comes in, makes the grab, and will end the top of the first inning. Borges, Kendrick, and Hunter when we return. First inning, let's take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup. The Angels, same exact record as the Athletics, 77 and 80. And Peter Borges leading things off in center field. Howie Kendrick at second. Torrey Hunter, the DH. Mike Napoli at first. He's the cleanup man with Juan Rivera in left. Meiser Sturz back at third base. Eric Aybar back at shortstop. Mark Trumbo in right field. Hank Ponder batting ninth. And doing the catching, facing the left-hander, 30-year-old Bobby Kramer.
2-1 mark on the season, ERA 3.71. Not overpowering with the fastball, relies on deception. 85-90 and a pretty good curveball.
Kramer, a guy who had spent time at Fullerton College, 38th round pick out of by the Seattle Mariners back in 2001. He's had Tommy John surgery, bounced in and out of baseball. This one chopped back toward the middle. Pennington had a good jump on him, gets it and retires Borges for round number one. And we'll take a look at the Athletics defensively behind Kramer. We've got Chris Carter in left field, Rajay Davis in center, and Jeremy Hermida in right field. In the infield, alphabet soup on the left side. It's Kuzminoff and Pennington with Ellis and Barton on the right side. And doing the catching, Cal State Fullerton product, Kurt Suzuki.
Chris Carter probably be pretty busy in left field. The ball carries well during the day. Left-handed pitcher not overpowering. Goes inside a lot with the fastball. So a lot of fly balls will be hit his way. We saw that the Angels were willing to challenge his arm strength yesterday and probably will do so again today.
Howie ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes, hitting .278, 10 home runs, and 73 runs batted in after a 1-for-3 performance. Had a sac fly as well in the 7th inning last night. And that is down low. 3 balls and no strikes. First ever appearance for Bobby Kramer against his hometown team. And there's a strike. 3-1. Full count. 4th career start for Kramer. Called up from Sacramento on September the 10th. Made his major league debut with a start against Kansas City on September 13th and picked up a win. 3-2 is lined into the left field corner. That's going for extra bases. Howard in at second with his 40th double of the year. And the Angels have a man in scoring position here in the first for Torrey Hunter.
And now it's time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Torrey Hunter, last night, fastball in and elevated and deposited into the left field bleachers for a solo shot for Torrey Hunter. Last night, that was our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Impressive numbers for Howie. 40 doubles now. You just mentioned that, Victor. The triples at 4 and 10 home runs, 73 RBI. Great offensive numbers. Played some solid defense, too, at second base.
Kramer falling behind on Hunter. Torrey swings through that fastball 89 miles an hour to even the count at 1-1. A 2-for-4 game for Torrey last night. That home run, a base hit, a couple of runs scored. The 1-1 inside, 2 balls and a strike. I mentioned that Kramer picked up the win in his debut. Became just the 5th pitcher since 1950 to start and win their major league debut at the age of 30 or older. The previous 4 Japanese-born players. Torrey swings through that one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Masato Yoshii, Hiroki Kuroda, Koji Uehara, Kenshin Kawakami, and now Bobby Kramer.
Kramer can do it all.
Yes, he can. This one inside out and over to Barton at first base. He'll take it himself for number 2 as Kendrick advances over to third base.
Kramer has shown he will pitch inside with both his fastball and his curveball to the right-handed batters. I think he has pretty good command of his pitches. He will throw inside. Then he tries to get you to swing at that sinker down and away if you're a right-handed batter. That's when you're aware of inside and he can sink it away. He's going to be effective against you.
So with Kendrick over at third base, here's Mike Napoli, the cleanup man today, hitting .244 with 26 bombs. There's a 1-ball, no strike count. Kramer started the year in the A's system, but was loaned to Quintana Roo of the Mexican Pacific League. Went 13-3 down in Mexico with an ERA of just over 2. Was brought back to the States, pitched at Sacramento. Got 7 starts in at AAA Sacramento. Was 2-2 and a 1.94 ERA. And now in the big leagues. It's 2 balls and a strike. In tight.
Kramer with the open base right here. Mike Napoli should get a fastball. He's got to be patient. Don't swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. Juan Rivera on deck with a similar opportunity to be able to get the Angels ahead again.
Oh, and foul back. It goes to a full count. Three-two. Napoli out toward right center field. Chasing it is Hermida, and he will run it down for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs. A double. They get stranded at third base, and after 1 complete, we have no score. legendary performance on this day back in 1979. Manny Mota picked up a single. 146th career pinch hit, a single to right field. 6-2 win over the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Baseball card for Manny Mota.
Broke Smokey Burgess's record. It was set back in 1967 as this one is lined over to second base. And Kurt Suzuki is retired for the first out. Look how young Manny looks.
Jose Mota, our very own. And he's waving, saying hi, Victor.
Either that or waving us off. Kevin Kuzminoff takes a strike.
Jose would never do that.
Never. He's an all-timer. Kuzminoff 1 for 4 last night with a home run, his 15th of the year. Count even now at 1-1.
Did Lenny Harris break Manny's all-time record for pinch hits?
I believe he did. He was a member of the Florida Marlins, if I'm not mistaken. Kuzminoff fouls one off to the right. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, Lenny Harris at 212. Just missed outside. It's a full count. Lenny got around.
Yeah, he was on a number of teams.
3-2 pulled toward the hole. Ibar has a run up his arm. He's got no play. They're calling that an error on Ibar. Kuzminoff is on board with 1 out here in the second. So the man at first and 1 away. Here's Jeremy Hermida, the right fielder. Getting 219 on the season, 6 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Hermida went 2 for 5 in the opening game of the series. Went 1 for 4 last night. That was a former first-round pick of the Florida Marlins. Trying to basically audition for a job for next year.
Was in the mix there with Boston there for a while.
Pulls this one into right field. Trumbo plays it on the hop. He throws to second. They still force out Kuzminoff. So accustomed to seeing Torrey out there. But Trumbo does a nice job opting to play that ball on a hop. It's not much you could do if you're Kevin Kuzminoff or any base runner in that matter. You're not sure if the guy's going to go after it or not. There's a good look at that throwing arm.
Trumbo. Strong arm at right field. In between, there's no way he's going to be able to come in and make that play, but strong throw right to second. Gets Kuzminoff, forces him out. I mean, he's got to be real happy about that. It would be a base hit in the right field, ends up being a fielder's choice.
It's a big old hang with him. What can you do?
You could still be bad about it.
Yeah. Chris Carter hitting a towering fly ball to left field. Rivera flipping the glasses down and 1 makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left dive. Hit at the bottom of the second with no score here at the Big A. Sir Sturis and Eric Ibar face Bobby Kramer. Gave up the one-out double to Howie Kendrick, then retired Torrey on a ground out, Napoli on a fly ball out. To keep this a scoreless tie. Juan takes outside for ball one. Rivera hitting .255 with 13 home runs and 50 runs batted in. Rivera with the night off last night. Got to start at left field 2 nights ago. They're going 1 for 2. That's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Should be a pretty good matchup for Juan Rivera if Kramer keeps coming in with that fastball. Not overpowering 88-89. Locates it well, but Juan Rivera prefers that fastball inside. He's going to try to sink it away.
1-2. This one rolled foul. It's still a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Kramer, a guy that was out of baseball for a couple of years after bouncing around after Tommy John surgery. He spent some time with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays organization at that point. Ended up getting just a job in the real world, working for Shell Oil. Juan pulls it foul. Still a 1-2 count.
That's the impressive thing, to be able to come up and win your first start.
Yeah.
2-1 mark.
The perseverance. You lose your job working for what you think is a pretty good company. You end up having to be a substitute teacher in the Orange County area. Messing around at the Orange County Flyers, playing some adult league baseball. And all of a sudden you're back playing professional baseball. And here you are at the age of 30 making your major league debut.
Still a pretty good fastball. I mean, 88, 89, 90 from the left side is very effective, especially if you have the ability to pitch inside. Now, I think the ability to throw his changeup is going to be important. He can throw the slow curveball. The changeup will make him that much better if he can just work on a similar grip to like a Dallas Braden, who's now with him as a teammate. Just work on that when you're playing catch in the outfield during your time in between starts. Howard Zexman will show how he gets on top at L shape as far as your arm and able to snap that curveball off. Got good mechanics, stays pretty firm over the pitching rubber, hides the ball well.
This went out to left field. Carter comes in. He'll make the catch for the first down. Long AB results in an out. Leadoff man retired, and Meister Sturis stepping to the plate. Meister started at third base in Monday night's game. They're going 2 for 3 after spending time on the disabled list due to a shoulder strain. He suffered at Fenway Park in Boston back in mid-August. Two balls and no strikes. Hitting .251 on the year, 3 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Pulls this one foul down the third base line. Kerwin Danley, the third base umpire, avoiding any chance of him getting hit by that line drive. Two-1, grounded over to second. Ellis retires Meister, and there are 2 outs.
Well, a number of these umpires will be getting ready before long to get work during the postseason. And then there's talk about expanding that first round of the playoffs in the very near future from a 5-game series to a 7-game series. You like that?
I guess I like that better than expanding the playoffs themselves.
Yeah, I don't like that. There was talk about an extra wild card team. I don't see how that would work. One in each league.
I guess the best team, best overall record would get a quote unquote first round bye, if you will. But
You don't want that, though, in baseball. You want to keep playing. You're used to playing every day.
Ibar chopping one foul up the third base line. Has a no ball, 2-strike count.
I think 7 games that first round is good. But adding another round or a bye for the best record in each league, I don't think that's the case. I mean, that's what makes baseball so good, as far as it's difficult to make the postseason. Unlike the other sports, we have almost every team make the postseason.
Barton near the sweet seats there on the first base side, comes up empty. It's still a no ball, 2-strike count. Well, a lot of these things will be up for discussion over the next 12 months. Collective bargaining agreement expected, or scheduled anyways, to expire at the end of next year, the 2011 year. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Can't imagine any more stoppages in baseball for quite some time, but there's a lot of talk about football next season being a lockout. So, sometimes sports follow the leader. But I don't see how that would be the case in baseball.
Yeah, Kuzminov playing that one on 2 hops, and Ibar's retired. Kramer has himself a 1-2-3 inning here in the second. Through 2, still scoreless here at the Big A. Cliff Pennington to lead things off for the Athletics. 9-1-2. Due up for Bob Guerin Hayes. Pennington, Davis, and Barton. Curveball drops in there for a strike, and it is 0-1 on Cliff. Switch hitting shortstop, hitting .252. 5 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Had a 2-for-4 game yesterday. It was on the heels of the 3-for-5 game he had Monday night. So good series for Pennington against the Angels. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Piñera has 1 strikeout. That came of Derek Barton in the first inning. No walks and 1 hit allowed. Working very quickly here. It's Pennington foul and straight back, and it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Conclude year number 1 of a 2-year deal signed by Piñera with the Angels last offseason. Back in the rotation in 2011, along with Jared, Dan Herron, Irvin Santana.
That's 3 guys with over 2 innings pitched this year, and Piñera was on his way also until he got hurt. So when you have that kind of a rotation set up as a manager to Mike Scioscia, he's got to feel real comfortable running those guys out there, able to go deep in the games. You can shorten it up as far as guys in the bullpen don't know their roles next season. and get comfortable with it.
Pennington Yanks won a leaping grab by Mike Napoli. That ball was scalded. Almost looked like it caught him as opposed to him catching it. But there's out number one.
And Napoli continues to play some impressive defense at first base. Quick reflexes. Getting up. Slam dunk in that one.
Davis takes upstairs. That was our One West Bank, one person, one play. Brought to you by One West Bank. One person at a time.
Well, he's jumping. Maybe get down and work with the Miami Heat. They seem to be wanting to add everybody in the world on that team.
Davis out toward right center field. Borges breaking back on it. Still going back with the glasses gleaming. Makes the catch for out number two.
And that impressive first step. Reading that baseball right off the bat. Especially in the daytime, the way it carries. And it's going to go away from him because at the end off the bat, a right-handed hitter. Shading the pole. First step back. Good play by Borges once again after a night where he had two great plays on Expo. Look at able to look the ball right into his glove, making that play look easy in center field.
Two balls, no strikes on Barton. Strikeout victim in the first, so he's 0 for 1. (108 walks for a first baseman. He's chipped in 8 home runs, 32 doubles, 5 triples. He gets a 4-pitch walk here with 2 outs. First issued by Pinheiro.
Ideally, out of your first base position, you want a guy that's going to give you 25 home runs or more, 90 plus RBI. Barton does a nice job as far as hitting the ball to all fields. Good contact hitter, will walk. That's that power position you're looking for in your team.
It's okay to have guys with good on base percentage numbers. If you've got guys behind them, they could drive them home.
And your leaders are at 70. Suzuki and Kuzmanov. So you need, if you're going to have a guy that's going to walk, especially if you're going to play first base, you got to have other power position, whether it's the DH, your left fielder or right fielder, and of course at third base.
Ellis, the 3-hitter in this one, with 44 runs batted in. 1 for 1 with a base hit in the first inning. This one into the seats along the third base line. The count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that on base percentage and walks, but for me, if you get a 2-0 count, you got to look to do damage. A walk is fine if that's what you want to do, but I think if you get in a position to get yourself in a hitter's count, you have to produce at that point. Now, if you're a leadoff hitter or a number 9 hitter in the American League, it's a little bit different. But when you're asked in a different position in the lineup, you got to be more of a power guy, especially if you see enough pitches to be able to drive it.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on Ellis. 2 outs here in the third, no score. This one's lined into center field, a base hit. Borges over to cut it off, does so. Barton will stop at second. Second hit of the game for Mark Ellis. We'll bring up the DH, Jack Cuss. Cuss lined out to center field to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Boy, that curveball just got the outside corner for strike 1. 0-2 now. Last meeting of the year between these two teams. The Angels head to Texas to start a 4-game series tomorrow night. 3 night games and then a day game on Sunday, the final day of the year. Oakland heads up to Seattle. Little money on the line, right? Second place. Players.
And the pride of winning, the games and getting in that second place position. I know it sounds odd, but the reality is if you win these last 2 games, you end up over 500. So you end up 82-80 or 81-81. Yes, a disappointing season, but the reality is it's not a losing season because you're going to have a better than 500 record. It's not where you want to be. You want to be in the postseason. So close to last year being in the World Series, the Angels, but you just got to look forward to next year. And you're getting an opportunity to see some players do some things that Mike Scioscia didn't anticipate having the guys to play those roles.
1-2, grounded over to second base. Howie from shallow right will throw out Jack Cust. That will end the top of the 3rd inning. Oakland leaves 2 men on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, still scoreless. Nine and 1 up. Trumbo, Conger, and Borges. Face Bobby Kramer at a 1-2-3 inning in the second. No strikeouts, no walks for Kramer. Gave up a base hit, a double actually, to Howie Kendrick in the first. Trumbo still looking for that first big league hit. 0 for 9. Getting to start in right field this afternoon. Takes inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. They're talking about the Angels going off to Texas to play the Rangers over the weekend. Texas, of course, just in that mode of prepping themselves for whomever they may face in the first round, whether it's Tampa or New York, depending on how that division plays out. The schedule favors the Rays the rest of the way. But that being said, they've got Josh Hamilton apparently on the mend who might see action beginning on Friday as Trumbo takes upstairs. That's a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man is on board. Today, David Murphy, who had been so valuable to Texas, with Hamilton in the lineup, had to come out of the game due to a strained groin. Those are the things that happen as you start to play out the string, getting you ready for that postseason.
Exactly. You wonder if you have that edge still. And my first 2 years in the big leagues, we made it to the playoffs, and then the next year we won the World Series. But we won by 1 game both years, so you were playing every game with intensity all the way to the end. When you kind of coast your way in, at times that'd be difficult. A couple years ago, when the Angels had that significant lead, I think it was by September 14th or so, they clinched the division. And they end up getting swept by the Red Sox in the first round. Last year, where they were tested by the Rangers, I think that helped them out. That's why you see the wild card teams generally play pretty well, particularly in that first round, because the challenge is there for them all the way to that last game of the year.
Throw to first. And Trumbo's back. Texas did activate Mark Lowe, reliever that they'd gotten with Cliff Lee from Seattle. See if he can perhaps make that postseason roster. Frankie Francisco will not be on the first round roster. He's still hampered by that side strain.
He's a valuable guy for most of the season, too. An overpowering fastball. Former closer for him. That's the difference makers for most teams going into the postseason, is their depth in your bullpen.
Conger takes a strike, and it's 1-2. Hank hitting .238 in the big leagues with 5 runs batted in.
You look at that magical run the Atlanta Braves made there in the 90s as far as making the postseason. It seemed to be they were always just a little short as far as bench help and bullpen help. Because they had the great rotation. They just couldn't score enough, and if it was a close game, they went in extra innings. They didn't have the go-to guy necessarily, or go-to guys out of the bullpen, or guys that are coming off the bench to help them out.
One, two. Inside. First at bat in the big leagues for Hank from the right side. There's a 2-ball, 2-strike count here with Trumbo at first. He drew the 4-pitch walk to start this third inning. At a full count. Top of the order, and Peter Bourjos on deck.
You see Trumbo going here. 3-2 count, no outs.
Fouled straight back. Hank had a big rip on it. Trumbo not going anywhere.
Kramer, a guy not identified as having a very good pickoff move to first, but then again, after watching Dallas Braden last night, everyone looks mediocre.
Exactly.
Compared to him.
Another 3-2. Conger rolls it foul. Halos 42 and 38 here at the Big A this year. Hank taps another one foul. Angels 35 and 42 out of the road, 32 and 20 against the Western Division. Eight pitches seen by Conger so far. Here comes the 50th of the game for Kramer. Conger chops it up the third base line and foul again. Breaking ball missed inside. That's back-to-back walks issued by Kramer. 2 on and nobody out. As we take a look at our Land Rover. Key performance that came last night in the form of the Flying Frenchman, Peter Bourjos, out at center field.
Showing that great range to left center field and going back on the baseball and robbing Powell of a 2-run home run. Peter Borges, outstanding defense in center field.
A's anticipate a sacrifice. Borges squares around, drops one up the third baseline. Kuzminoff will fire on the first. And the sacrifice works as Trumbo heads to third and Conger to second.
A nice job by Borges making the third baseman field the baseball. Once that's the case, no chance of a play being at third base.
So Howie Kendrick will step to the plate, 1-for-1 with a double. We'll check in on our U.S. Marines leaders of the game. How about that? Career highs, 66 runs, 167 hits, 73 RBIs, 40 doubles, 14 steals in 154 games.
In other words, a career year.
Arbitration salivation.
Never a bad thing to put up those type of numbers when you're going to that process.
Infield back for Oakland. Takes inside, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Kramer walked Trumbo and Conger to start this inning. Sacrificed over to second and third by Peter Borges. Now falling behind here on Howie. 3 balls, no strikes. Torrey's on deck. There's a strike.
Well, Howie should get a good fastball now with Torrey on deck. He has an open base, but certainly want to load the bases up for Torrey Hunter.
Foul off to the right. A full count. The 3 starts that Kramer has had in the big leagues against Kansas City in Kansas City. Picked up the win. Then he beat the Twins at Target Field, allowing 2 earned runs at 5 2/3. And he gave up 4 runs, all earned on 8 hits in 6 innings. Took the loss against Texas. 3-2, and that is foul at the plate.
It's never an easy thing, too, to throw in front of your family and friends here. Grow up in the area. First start here at the Big A. Maybe pressing a bit, trying to force the issue with the fastball instead of his trust in command and his mechanics.
Howie chops it foul.
Hey, Dino's getting a workout there at third base.
Or just about at the record of Major League Baseball for most foul balls hit in an inning. Chopper back toward the middle. That'll score a run. Ellis retires Kendrick, but the Angels have a 1-0 lead as Howie picks up his 74th RBI. Conger ends up at third base, and there are 2 outs.
Well, one of those walks came back to haunt Kramer. And look for Torrey to be aggressive here on that first pitch. If Kramer comes inside with the fastball, he's going to be looking to do some damage.
Breaking ball chopped over to short. Pennington has got it. That'll end the inning with the Angels strike first. They get a run on it. No hits. Leave a man on through 3. Angels on top 1-0. thing, Gooby.
Oh, I cannot wait.
AT&T Trivia question time. Reggie Jackson, one of 5 players ever to win an American League home run title with more than one team. Who are the others? And from here on out, they'll just be known as the others.
The others.
That's it.
Was it in a movie?
Probably. I don't know. You're asking me the other day if I've ever seen just another teen movie. I mean, you and I run in different circles, my man.
It's like movies.
The critically acclaimed ones, I can see.
Oh, no question.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kurt Suzuki to start this 4th inning. Suzuki lined out to Howie Kendrick leading off the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. He did pinch hit last night, did Suzuki. Kind of an odd pinch hitting situation. Taking over for Gabe Gross and grounding out against Fernando Rodney. This one is a foul ball just to the left of third base. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Guerin opting to send Suzuki to the plate to start the 9th inning as opposed to the left-hand hitting Gross. Kurt grounded out. Fernando picked up his 14th save.
Still trying to think of that trivia question. It's pretty tough. Dave Winfield?
Two, down and away. Full count. Wouldn't Alex Rodriguez be one?
Yeah, definitely. Texas, the Yankees. Do it with Seattle also.
3-2 Suzuki lifts a fly ball to left. Glass is down for Juan Rivera. He'll make the catch, and there is out number 1. Hey, folks, join the Angels in sunny Tempe, Arizona. Gooby and I will be there next spring on the 2011 Angels official spring training package. You'll get the best game tickets, hotel accommodations, great merchandise, and an exclusive barbecue with an appearance by a member of the Angels coaching staff or spring training roster. Don't delay. Call 1-800-8-WARM-UP to reserve your package today.
I'll be right around the corner. The season opens earlier next year, so they'll be down to spring training earlier.
We will be there. Can't wait. Kuzminoff 0 for 1. Reaching on the error by Eric Ibar. There's a no ball, 1 strike count. There's a strike. 0-2.
Spring training in Tempe.
Just thinking about that.
You gonna be roommates down there?
I'm kind of like daydreaming about spring training all of a sudden. Kuzminoff out towards center. Borges took a step in, now drifts back on it. There are 2 outs. Do I have any what? Roommates?
Yeah, can we be roommates down there, man?
Oh, no room dogs.
Old school.
Long gone are the days at the Roadway Inn in Mesa, Arizona during rookie ball.
That's great accommodations.
Oh, but there's no doubt. It's like 6 to a room and one of those kitchenettes.
That makes you want to get to the big leagues as quick as possible.
No doubt. I think we had one of those buffet places. I forget what the name of it was. It's like $2.99 all you could eat. Crush that thing all the time.
Did you ever visit the baseball academy down there in Sarasota, Florida, where the Royals? That was great. Sometimes 12 in a room. That was wonderful.
Yeah, dormitories.
Yep.
Always fun in spring training.
Yes. In the middle of nowhere, the closest place to go to was a 7-Eleven, about 2-mile walk. It was great.
That's right. That's right off the freeway, too.
And then you had a lake in front where you actually had alligators there, too, cruising around, which was even more comfortable.
That's where pitchers did their running, right?
Yeah.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on Jeremy Hermida. The Pirates used to have kids at their dormitories near McKechnie Field there in Bradenton, Florida. Hermida hooking one to right. Trumbo makes a quick left turn, makes a catch. And Yoel Pinheiro has a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Angels on top 1-0. Carl's Jr. Want a Charbroil burger top with a big juicy Philly cheesesteak? Then come to Carl's Jr. for the Philly cheesesteak burger and buy Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. That's where Hank Conger used to hang out there, Huntington Beach Pier. I mean, allegedly. I have no idea. I didn't hang out with him.
Oh, I mean, it's beautiful down there. You have to, yes.
Halos up 1-0 here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Napoli, Rivera, and Asturis here against Bobby Kramer. Napoli hit a fly ball to right field in his first inning ABCs. 0 for 1. Kramer gets ahead at 1-2. Kramer lost his control in the third inning, walking the first two batters, Trumbo and Conger. Mark eventually came around to score on the ground out by Howie. Napoli fouls it back, and the count remains at a ball on 2 strikes. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, this year, this being the last game of the year, we opened the season here. Minnesota Twins and Oakland Athletics, the first homestand of the season. Next year, we're out on the road to start the year. Check swing, he went around. Napoli is retired. First strikeout of the game for Bobby Kramer. There is out number 1. Go back to our AT&T trivia question. Reggie leading the American League in home runs for 3 different teams. The 4 other players that have done that.
With Babe Ruth in there.
Jimmy Fox, Tony Armas, Alex Rodriguez. Tony Armas.
For Boston and Oakland, you talk about a guy that swung extremely hard.
Rivera takes a strike.
Well, I faced him one time when he's with Boston. He hit a ball so hard to our third baseman. At that time, George Brett was hurt. A baseman named Greg Pryor. And it almost killed him. Came running over to me to mound and said, hey, listen, next time you throw a fastball inside, make sure it's up high enough that he can hit it out of the ballpark instead of on the line at him. Great bat speed did he have. That might have been the last fastball I threw to him also.
Antonio. One. Rivera pulls it over to third. Kuzmanov has it. 2 outs. Juan now 0 for 2 after hitting a fly ball to left field in the second. 2 quick outs for Kramer here in the 4th. And here comes Meister Sturris. The Angels open up against the Kansas City Royals next year. 4-game series, too.
That's on a
straight 4-game series. No off days.
Is that like on a Thursday, Friday it opens up?
Yep.
Which is unusual. It's usually Monday. But Bud Selig had said he's making sure there's no chance of a World Series game being played in November next year.
The old short flight, too. Going Kansas City for 4, go to Tampa, have an off day at St. Petersburg, and then come home for the home opener.
Right around the corner.
Sturris rolling it foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meister 0 for 1, grounding out in the 2nd inning.
The Angels flew more miles than any other team in baseball this season, over 50,000 miles.
I think the legendary Eric Kay is already on that with the calculator, trying to figure out the mileage for next year. This one's down to right center field. A 2-out base hit for Meister.
There's no doubt. He's working on it right now. His interleague play is NL East again, so you can add on some mileage again. Fastball inside. Meister going inside out approach. Base hit in the right center field.
No, you're right. We got 3 visits to Florida. 2 against the Rays, and we go down to play the Florida Marlins. Go to New York.
At least twice then.
Yeah. The Mets. Ibar 0 for 1 with a ground ball to third base. Kramer's thrown 74 pitches, 47 for strikes. 1 punch out that came leading off this 4th inning, Napoli. And 2 walks.
Now the Nationals come in here to visit the Angels in the Big A, I think.
I think you're right.
Think they could bring those president mascots out here to do the race around the bases?
Think Teddy Roosevelt would win out here finally?
I think he would.
Did he get smoked by the Grinch a couple of nights ago?
Yeah, he was. I think he was actually leading for once, and he got crushed.
Home opener next year, April the 8th. Toronto Blue Jays, Cleveland Indians. Quick throw over, and Meister back. The Angels go to St. Pete twice within a 3-week span. Breaking ball is in there. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll get in there before it gets too hot and humid down there in Florida.
In the Dome?
No, just walking from your hotel room to the van to take you to the Dome.
You're a big fan of humidity.
Oh, yes. It's quite comfortable.
One, 2. Ibar lifts the fly ball down the left field line. It is hooky. It is foul.
Well, the Marlins are due for their new stadium in 2 years.
Yeah, I believe it's in 12 when that stadium will be ready. Yeah, the Nationals are here June 27th through the 29th.
Ryan Zimmerman, great player at third base. Adam Dunn, more than likely, wants to come back to the Nationals. They have some offense. No Steven Strasburg at that point. He'll be out the entire season.
The Atlanta Braves are the only other National League East team coming. They'll be here in May. Ibar swings and misses on the off speed, so Kramer picks up his first 2 strikeouts of the game. Sturris is stranded over at first base. Through 4, Angels still up 1-0. VIP World Series experience compliments of Scott's. 1-0 Angels. Chris Carter takes the breaking ball down low for ball one. It'll be Carter, Pennington, and Davis on a sun-drenched afternoon for baseball. Game number 81 here at the Big A. Carter went around on that pitch, and it's 1-1. Carter hit a fly ball to left field. In his second inning AB. He's 0 for 1. You see the fact that he hit his first career home run last Wednesday off Edwin Jackson, snapping an 0 for 33 to start his big league career. There's the 1-2. This one lined into right center field, a base hit. Borges and Trumbo. It's Trumbo cutting it off, and he bobbles it. That will allow Carter to get to second base. That'll be a base hit and an error on Trumbo, putting a man in scoring position.
Seemed to be there was a little communication lacking between Borges and Trumbo as who was going to be able to field this ball. A good piece hit by Carter, hit that ball in the right field. Looked up at each other, and then all of a sudden the baseball's underneath the glove of Trumbo, allowing Carter to get into scoring position here. It's off the webbing of the glove. Gets by him, and now a man in scoring position.
Little bunt up the third base line. Meiser's got to hurry. Pennington is retired for the out. The sacrifice works with Carter advancing to third. So one away with a man at third base. Back to the top of the order in Rajai Davis. And Davis shoots one into the alley in left center field. That gets down for a base hit. This game is tied at 1. Davis heading to second base, trying for the double. He is in there with a RBI double. His 51st run batted into the year. So the error comes back to haunt. Davis picks up his second hit of the series.
What pitch in the inner half of the plate, but right away Davis is going to take that attempt and slide head first into second base for a double. Very aggressive out of the batter's box. I think you notice about Rajai Davis is a guy that he will always think that extra base as soon as he puts the ball in play, which is important. It allows you to get that extra step to be successful when you do make that attempt.
Barton takes a curveball outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Derek Barton, a strikeout victim and a walk as he breaks his bat, rolling it over to Howie. There are 2 outs. Nice of Barton to take the bat with him, so the bat boy gets a little time off. Davis ends up at third base. 2 outs.
Proper etiquette. By the way, Victor, we will be flying less than 50,000 miles next year. 48,000.
The math? Unbelievable.
Traveling Secretary, the great Tom Taylor, let me know we're going to be just traveling 48,000 this year.
That's it, huh?
Second.
How about that?
Major League Baseball behind Seattle at 52,000, nearly 53,000 miles for the Mariners. So just right around the corner, 48,000.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Mark Ellis. It's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. One ball, 2 strikes. Piñera with a strikeout, a walk, and 3 hits allowed. Pardon me, 4 hits allowed. Try to get him to expand that strike zone a little bit. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Piñeiro at 73 pitches so far this afternoon.
Piñeiro with a real good changeup along with that sinking fastball. So you have 2 pitches that are going in that same plane down in the strike zone, yet one's at 89, the other's at 81, 83 range. Very effective.
Oh, we thought the last time out that he might be limited on a pitch count because it was his first time coming off of the disabled list. Still threw 92 pitches in that first start. Well, the 24th against the White Sox had a start prior to that. The 18th against the Tampa Bay Rays. And a full count here on Ellis, with Jack Cust on deck.
There it is. We saw the plane flying by.
Yep.
Might have been Air Alaska going by.
Up and in there is ball 4. Second walk issued by Piñeiro. The other coming in the 3rd inning. There are 2 men on here. Tying run's already been plated for Oakland. And now Piñeiro's got to face Jack Cust, who is 0 for 2 with a line drive to center and a ground ball to second base. Going with that first pitch changeup, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Rajai Davis over at third base. He had the double that tied this game up. Ellis over at first.
Well, Ellis has had himself a good series here so far. 7 for 12, including that walk right there.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Having a great September, hitting over 400. Pretty tough out. He's a guy that puts the ball in play, hits breaking pitches pretty well also.
One and 2. Good breaking pitch. Here's the 1-2. Cust takes a called strike 3 on the breaking ball. Down he goes. That will end the 5th. But Oakland gets a run. They tie things up because we're knotted at 1. 9-1. Trumbo, Conger, and Borges to schedule 3 guys. Facing Bobby Kramer. Throwing his 80th pitch. Trumbo fouls it back, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Mark had a walk to lead off the 3rd inning on 4 pitches. Came around to score the first run. Kramer, by the way, has allowed just 2 hits. A first inning double and a 4th inning single. That'll leave it to count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Trumbo swings through that one, and it's 1-2 now. And he'll take a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Kramer's picked up his 3rd strikeout.
All of a sudden, Bobby Kramer's made a pretty good adjustment on the hill. 3 strikeouts in the last inning in the 3rd. Able to spot that fastball both inside and outside.
Here's Hank Conger, drew a walk at the 3rd inning. Takes outside for ball 1. Hank had a 10-pitch walk. And Kramer falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 run, 4 hits, 6 left on for the Athletics. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on for the Angels. 2-1. That's on the outside corner to even the count.
Not afraid to be able to throw that curveball behind in the count. Very effective as far as throwing it for a strike. He'll get over curveball and has the ability to throw the strikeout curveball also.
There it is. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kramer. He's actually struck out 3 in a row. Hey, be sure to visit the official online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. You can browse the largest selection of official Angels gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the angelsbaseball.com shop. So 2 outs, nobody on for Peter Borges. Peter takes outside for ball 1. Borges 0 for 1 with a ground out. Had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning. The breaking ball is in there. That one hooked down the left field line and foul. Just out in front of that one. It's 1-2. Two inside, full count. Howie Kendrick on deck. A 1-for-2 game with a double and RBI ground out. And a payoff pitch to Borges. Breaking ball rolled off the 3rd base side. Kuzmanov's going to have to hurry. And the dig at first base by Barton retires Borges. And Kramer has a 1-2-3 inning. 5 in the books here at the Big A. We are still tied at 1.
looked like he has his baseball tracked, but unable to make the play. Off the hands. And does not get the baseball to boot. That was our Coors Light pre-scan brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. The effort was there, though.
No doubt. 1-1 tie here in the top of the 6th inning. Kurt Suzuki, Kevin Kuzminoff, Jeremy Hermida to face Joel Pinheiro. Drops that curveball in for a strike.
Certainly been a lot of souvenirs today in this game.
Oh, there's no doubt.
So if you happen to come out to the ball game today, there's a pretty good chance you're getting a baseball somewhere.
Suzuki out toward left center field. Borges breaking to his right is there. He'll put it away. Well, the first out to start the 6th inning. Suzuki now 0 for 3. I'll bring up the third baseman, Kevin Kuzminoff. Did a nice job on that ground ball by Peter Borges to get rid of it quickly. Realized he had to get up and fire it over there.
Yeah, he couldn't take any time to get yourself gathered, especially when he stumbled. And Borges, the way he runs down the line, that was a heck of a play to be able to throw him out. What Eric Barton has shown, he's got a tremendous ability to be able to stretch and make that play at first base, too.
Nice play on a one hop by Howie to retire Kuzminoff, round number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on base for Jeremy Hermida, the right fielder. 0 for 2. Reach on the fielder's choice in the second. Hit a fly ball to right to end the 4th. Well, I guess you're wondering, there is a report out there that the Angels, quote unquote, have fired scouting director Eddie Bain. We've been told that Eddie Bain's contract was up at the end of the year and he is not being renewed. So that word is getting out there. So that is confirmed that Eddie Bain, assuming it's immediate, I don't know, no longer be part of the Angels organization. But just wanted to pass it along just in case there was any speculation that was out there, whether on the internet or otherwise.
Great guy. Great conversations over the years. Done a solid job as far as building this system that the Angels have had in place for quite some time.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Hermida goes down looking. Second straight inning in which Pinheiro has done that. Third overall strikeout. In the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied at 1 here at the Big A. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. By your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. And by 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Howie Kendrick, the lead things off, and he'll take a curveball from Bobby Kramer. It is 0-1. Kendrick, Hunter, and Napoli against Kramer, who's picked up 4 strikeouts and has walked 2. Howie pulling one over to third. Kuzminoff has it. 1-1. Howie a 1-for-3 game. Double in the first, an RBI ground in third. Now the ground out to start the 6th inning. Brings up Torrey Hunter.
That's been the theme for Kramer in this game, getting a lot of ground ball outs. Keeping the ball down, pitching inside, sinking it away. 8 ground ball outs in the game already.
Torrey takes a strike. 2 of those ground outs off the bat of Torrey. Grounded out to first, grounded out to short, so an 0-for-2 game. Hits one out to left. Chris Carter comes in a couple of steps, makes the reception out of left field for out number 2. So 2 outs. And nobody on now for Mike Napoli. It's almost like you're seeing a mirror image from last night. Dallas Braden and Bobby Kramer, very similar in style, stature, approach.
The importance of throwing strikes. You don't have to be overpowering if you hit your spots. Change speeds. Pitch inside.
Napoli yanking one foul into the seats. That almost went to the same spot of,
I know, I was going to say,
Coors Light freeze cam.
He was ready. He wasn't going to miss this time around. A little bit harder baseball to catch.
This one over to third. Kuzminoff has got it. Kramer has another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired the last 7 in a row. We've played 6 here at the Big A and still tied at 1. Chris Carter, Cliff Bennington, Rajai Davis. That's 8-9-1 here due up for Oakland. That was the same order that came up in the 5th inning when Oakland tied things up. Carter had a base hit. And he lines this one out to center. Dennett distracts his Borges. He'll put it away. And there is out number 1. Hey, kids, now's your last chance to join the 2010 Junior Angels Kids Club presented by Fox Sports West. Now only $10. Junior Angels Kids Club members receive an exclusive Junior Angels white or pink mesh jersey and more. Log on to angelsbaseball.com/Junior Angels and sign up today. No balls, 2 strikes. Michael Kahn is up and loosening. Pinheiro at 92 pitches thus far. 93rd is in the dirt. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pennington has lined out and had a sacrifice bunt, so an 0 for 1 afternoon.
Yeah, still having good action, whether it be on that changeup or sinking fastball. Very effective still late in the game here. Well, Pinheiro has faced 27 batters. 20 of them he's thrown first pitch strike.
This one out to left. Rivera is there. 2 outs.
Pinheiro 6 2/3, his 4 hits allowed, 2 walks, 3 punch outs. Very effective as far as staying down in the strike zone. 3rd straight, very good start since coming back from the DL.
Rajai Davis 1 for 3, had an RBI double in the 5th, picking up his 51st RBI. Choose this one back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two-one chopped on the ground, foul up the third base side, and it is 2-2. Tomorrow night in Texas, Scott Kazmir getting to start for the Angels, going up against Cliff Lee. Jared Weaver and Tommy Hunter on Friday. Irvin Santana, C.J. Wilson Saturday, and Dan Haren and Colby Lewis. This one toward the hole, getting rid of it as quickly as possible as Ibar, and he's not going to get Davis. It's an infield base hit. Second hit of the game for Davis. The speedster is on board with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Derek Barton.
Boy, does he get down the line fast. Pretty good play by Eric Ibar. He did as much as he could possibly do. Ball in the hole. Catch it and throw it all in one motion. Clearly see that Davis quick down the line, beats it out. A whole lot Eric can do. Got a pretty good amount of velocity on that throw, considering in the glove and out of the glove to transfer right away. Davis beats it out. A stolen base threat at first base also. Pinheiro, one of the best pitchers as far as slowing down a running game. Got a good move, quick to the plate. Hank Conger is going to be tested here.
Barton swings and lines one right to Ibar, who is playing him up the middle. That will end the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. We are still tied at 1.
the foundations.
Absolutely. Bottom of the seventh inning, tied at 1-1. Juan Rivera to lead things off, followed by Meister Sturis, and then Eric Ibar here against Bobby Kramer, who's done one heck of a job. 101 pitches, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, having allowed just 2 hits. Rivera swings the first pitch and a little comebacker to Kramer. Fires on to first, and there's out number 1. And behind the dugout of Oakland appears to be the Bobby Kramer fan club. Everything that he does, it has done so far. You all of a sudden hear a little roar over there, and all of a sudden in unison you saw a big group of guys standing up and applauding that play by Kramer.
That was a pretty good play, right up the middle. Left-handers are going to fall back to the third base side. He reached back and made a nice play, and there's all his friends and family gave him a standing O. It's a great story when you think about how long and it's taken him to get up to the big leagues. Where he was recently, just a regular job. Back to baseball.
Meister 1 for 2 with the base hit. Has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. New left fielder as Gabe Gross is out there patrolling left for Chris Carter. Two balls and a strike. Sturis 1 for 2, as I pointed out, with that base hit in the 4th. Back to baseball. That should just be like on a bumper sticker. Just baseball, back to baseball. Sounds like a good mantra.
This sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
This makes you refocus on the game of baseball and the task at hand.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on Meister. Out to center field. They'll make the catch. There are 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on. Eric Ibar stepping to the plate. Eric 0 for 2 with a ground out and a punch out. One of the 4 strikeouts that Kramer's picked up. Breaking ball is in there. Evens the count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
A great ratio as far as throwing that breaking ball for a strike. A very good job.
It's 1-2.
$11 ground ball outs, 4 strikeouts.
Two balls, 2 strikes. This one rolled up the third base line and foul. So Ibar, who's about 3/4 of the way down the first base line, has to head back to the batter's box. Reset, do it again at 2-2. Ibar, like he broke his bat, hooking that one foul, and sure enough, you'll get some new wood. It's got to be a stat for how many foul balls have been hit today. There have been a lot of foul balls on both sides.
Ton down that left field line.
2-2 gets by Suzuki, and it's a full count. Mark Trumbo, the right fielder, is on deck. Boof Bonser, who's been loosening for Oakland, should be ready to go in the pen if Bob Guerin decides he needs to go there. 115 pitches thrown by Kramer so far. At 3-2, Ibar fouls it off Suzuki.
Well, that's something during the offseason Eric Ibar's got to refocus on as far as swinging it, breaking pitches down and in, whether he's batting right-handed or left-handed.
Another 3-2, another foul ball. Nine pitch at bats so far for Eric. 3-2. This one back up the middle, a base hit. Good at bat for Eric Ibar. It's a 2-out knock. Bob Guerin is coming out. Looks like he might be making a move. Boof Bonser is ready to go in the bullpen. Guerin's going to take the baseball, and Bobby Kramer, the Anaheim native, departing to friends and family behind the dugout, and his dad in attendance. It's a 1-1 tie here in the seventh. Really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. Here in the bottom of the seventh inning, even Santa is in the house. Final home game of the year, 1-1 tie here in the seventh inning. Bobby Kramer, the Anaheim product, out of the game. Santa even brought some elves.
He brought his elf.
How about that?
Herbie, is he at the dentist?
Perhaps. Boof Bonser comes in the game, pitching his 13th Fuego for the Oakland Athletics. He pitched last night, went 1 inning, and struck out a man. He's going to face the pinch hitter, Bobby Abreu, comes up for Mark Trumbo. That's why we didn't understand the move to the bullpen. You've got Matsui and Abreu on the bench. Figure you just gave up a 10-pitch base hit to Eric Ibar with 2 outs.
A ground ball that just found a hole. I mean, he threw great. He's pitching at home. 6 2/3. Excellent performance from Bobby Kramer.
Bobby takes a strike. Abreu for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. Overall hitting .256. 20 home runs and 77 runs batted in. Ibar over at first base. Eric, the owner of 20 stolen bases this year. He's been caught 8 times. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
And yes, you bring a right-handed pitcher, which makes it easier to try to steal a base against him in the scoring position.
One. Ibar swinging a miss on the breaking ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ibar's got a pretty good lead at first. Bonser a little glance over there, just trying to see where he's at. Another glance. Ibar takes off and Bobby rolls it foul. Bobby last night 2 for 4. A couple of singles and a run scored. Ibar takes off again, this one in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 21st stolen base of the year for Ibar, and right into scoring position, representing the go-ahead run. The Angels jumped ahead of the run in the 3rd inning. RBI ground out by Howie Kendrick scored Mark Trumbo. Oakland tied it up in the 5th, an RBI double by Rajai Davis. Two. Inside, full count. Switch hitter and Hank Conger on deck.
A different pace between Ruth Bonser and Bobby Kramer. Kramer is very quick. Bonser more deliberate as far as each pitch he throws.
Three-two. Inside, he walked him. So Abreu draws the pinch hit walk. He's at first base. Ibar at second. Here comes Hank. A walk and a strikeout. It's been 0 for 1 today as he gets to start behind the plate once again. Kurt Young, the pitching coach, going to come out. The Halos with 3 hits in this one. They had one in the 1st inning, one in the 4th, and the Ibar 2-out base hit in the 7th. Kurt Young just a tad bit faster in his meetings at the mound than that of, say, Mike Maddox.
Looking forward to that in Texas.
Yeah.
My old teammate Kurt Young. Tremendous golfer, by the way, Victor.
That's what I hear. Conger takes that one to the dirt and gets by Suzuki. A wild pitch advances Ibar to third and Abreu to second.
Well, he overthrew this fastball and missed location by a lot. Suzuki wanted that fastball outside corner, ends up off the inside corner and down.
2 balls, no strikes. Outfield pretty much straight away. Infield back in normal depth with 2 outs here. The inning started with a comebacker off the bat of Rivera. He serves it a fly ball to center. The base hit by Ibar. And the walk to Bobby Abreu. 2-0. Conger slices one. That is just foul. Wide of the bag at third. And not by much.
Boy, very close, right down the line, but clearly foul. Erwin Danley in the perfect position to be able to make that call.
Two 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. And again, that one in the dirt. New baseball being put into play. Borges, leadoff man, is on deck.
And when you see a pitcher consistent miss location like that, means he's aiming the baseball. Doesn't have a good feel for his mechanics on the mound. Trying to force it. Missing by a lot down in the strike zone.
3-1. Conger ripping one, but foul down the right field line. To a full count and 2 outs. Rolled foul again, going with the breaking pitch this time. Not sure Bonds like the fact that Doug Eddings just fired a new baseball back at him.
I thought Eddings likes the fact that he keeps throwing pitches low in the dirt either. And working pretty slow.
Umpires like it.
He does have a good arm.
Breaking ball cued back up the middle towards short. Pennington has got it. He throws to first. Conger's retired for the 3rd out. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left on. 7 of the books here. We are still tied at 1.
base hit. Next time up, the second hit of the ball game is mixed in a walk. 7 for 12 in the series, hitting over 400 at 417 in the month of September. Tops in the American League, and that is Alexis pursuing perfection that he leads off the top of the 8th innings for the A's. Tie ball game 1-1.
Oakland sending up 3, 4, and 5. Ellis, Custon, Suzuki to face Michael Kahn, who's the new pitcher. New left fielder, and Reggie Willits, who will bat in the 8th spot in the order. Juan Rivera moves over to right. Ellis swinging and missing on that first pitch. No balls and a strike. 2 for 2 game for Ellis, the second baseman. A couple of singles and a walk. Good fastball there, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. And he got him foul tipped and hung on to by Conger. 3 pitches, 1 out as we go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
It's never a bad time to bring up a song from Miley Cyrus back from 2007. See you again. It was good to see Pinheiro dealing his 3rd start since coming back from the disabled list. And of course, letting the Angel fans know we're going to see him again with a even more improved ball club back in 2011.
What album was that in 2007? Miley put out.
Well, there's a bus coming by. You're just about ready to throw me under, but I don't know what album that was. I just know it was 2007. That's large. That's about the extent of the library I have for Miley Cyrus.
You just keep reshuffling that one song?
That and The Climb. I remember that one. And, of course, Party in the USA. 3 of them.
Oh, man. That didn't work out too well for Nick Johnson as his walk-up song.
Yeah, no, he might want to change that song next year if he's playing Yankee pinstripes.
He won't. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Cuz. Kahn steps off. The A's DH 0 for 3. Fly to center, ground ball to second, a strikeout. Pinheiro this afternoon went 7 innings, struck out 3, walked 2. Gave up a run. It was earned on 5 hits. No decision for him. Last start of the year. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Three infielders on the right side, the overshift. And he beats the overshift. Little topspin lob over the head of Howie Kendrick, and it's a 1-out base hit for Jack Cust. Bringing up Kurt Suzuki.
Cust made like Bjorn Borg in Wimbledon. Top hand serve. That base hit now going to be pinch ran for.
Matt Carson is pinch running here.
When Matt Carson had that play in center field, you remember when he came, first guy called up to the big leagues this year for Oakland, ran straight into the wall, center field in Oakland against the Angels, trying to make a play.
Our crack staff has done some research, and apparently the album name that Miley put out in 2007 was Ain't Miley Cyrus.
Ain't?
As is not.
That's right. I had that written down.
Suzuki takes inside for ball 1. 0 for 3 on the afternoon.
So next year will be the climb back to the top of the AL West for the Angels. We'll have that as our key for the first game of the year.
Now I'll jot that down right now.
Okay.
You know, I thought going to Miley Cyrus would kind of throw you out of your element. You seem kind of pretty comfortable.
Yes.
Big heavy metal Hessian guy that you are. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Went from Skid Row to Led Zeppelin to Miley Cyrus.
Incredible. Interesting.
Interesting.
Carson's got a pretty big lead over there. That's why Kahn's paying attention to him. Pretty good speed for Carson. A 1-1 count here on Suzuki. Count remains at 1-2.
Oh, look at that play. You see in football, work on that drill, deflection.
Tip drill?
Yep.
Two balls, two strikes. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count here with 1 out. Carson over at first, the pinch runner. And we've gone full to 3-2. Kahn struck out Mark Ellis on 3 pitches. Gave it the base hit to Jack Cuss. He was pinch run for by Carson, and now a full count. You expect Carson to be off at the pitch here with 1 out. Carson takes off. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. The throw from Conger into center field. So Carson ends up at third base. Stolen base and an error. Third error of the game for the Angels. But there are 2 outs now for Kevin Kuzminoff.
That's a pretty good jump, but also you have a batter swinging and stepping across the plate. Saw that call earlier in this series. Might have affected the throw by Hank Conger to second base.
Kuzminoff 0 for 3. Did reach on an error. Swings the first pitch and fouls it back. Boy, Doug Eddings just pops out from behind the plate, fires a strike every time.
Well, one up. Steve Palermo used to be that way. He used to like to throw the ball back to you.
In the dirt, nice block by Conger. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's getting ready for Winter League somewhere in some baseball. With that type of arm, they got to get him on the mound.
You think so?
Yes. Randy probably did enough traveling, but this around with his buddies, play some baseball during his off time, as if he doesn't get enough baseball umpiring the entire season.
One upstairs, 2 balls at his strike. And maybe with so much baseball, maybe he just in his downtime likes to, I don't know, maybe go out and partake in a curling match. You just don't know.
A curling match.
Why not? Kind of break up the monotony.
That would be slightly different.
There's a strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
While listening to Miley Cyrus on his iPod.
Call your buddies up. Hey, bring the brooms. Let's go. It's go time. I got the ice. You bring the metal ball.
That is a ratings getter in the Olympics, there's no doubt.
Kuzmanov launching one out toward left center field. Willard's got a good jump on it, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1.
Last home game of the season. Let's take a look at the tomorrow's starters, brought to you by Subway. And, of course, maybe even Jaguar while we're at it, too. Scott Kazmir versus Cliff Lee. Kazmir 9-15 with an ERA at 6. Cliff Lee trying to get back to that form when he first came over to the Rangers. 12-9 with an ERA at 3.29. Last year in the playoffs, as good as it gets. 4-0 with a 1.56 ERA.
Well, here in the bottom of the 8th inning, new pitcher on for Oakland. Craig Breslow takes over for Booth Bonser. And Breslow to face 1, 2, and 3. Borges, Kendrick, and Hunter. 4-4 record on the year for Breslow. Bonser went 1/3 of an inning. Struck out a man.
Good fastball, too, for Breslow. 88-93, curveball, slider, changeup.
Borges takes a strike. Peter 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning. This one looped in the air to shallow right field. Ellis is going out. Hamida's coming in, and Ellis has it bobbled in and out of his glove, but he hangs on for the 1st out. Brings up Howie Kendrick.
Slow show the baseball in the pocket of the glove, end up the webbing and barely and almost out. Looks it right back into the glove, makes the play. He's running a pretty long way to make that play. He's looking, and it looked like he was looking for help. Where's it? But then made the decision to call for it and make the play.
Kevin Jepson's now up. Be coming on in the ninth. 0-1. Now he takes a strike and it's 0-2. Kendrick, a 1-for-3 game, had a double in the first inning. An RBI ground out in the third and a ground out in the sixth. The RBI picked up in the third inning is 74th. Fouls this one back. This one right back toward the middle, but Ellis was shading him that way, and Howie's retired for out number 2. So look at our Jaguar key moment of the game, and that was in the 5th inning with Rajai Davis at the plate.
Fastball up. Nice job of getting his hands in and driving that ball to left center field, turning it on, and end up with a double. Tied the game up for Oakland.
Torrey takes up and away for ball 1. That'll leave it accounted 1-1. Hunter's 0 for 3 in this one. A couple of ground outs to the fly ball to left. As you see the 2 for 5 with 2 home runs in his career. 2 balls and a strike.
Why not 3? 3 for 6 with 3 home runs.
Two-1. Torrey lining one to left. That'll get down for a 2-out base hit. Groves fires it back in. Well, they had the pitch elevated that he wanted. And Mike Napoli will step in now.
The only reason why I didn't get that elevated enough, hit it hard.
Napoli fouls one back, and it's 0-1. Mike, a fly ball to right, a strikeout and a ground out, so an 0 for 3 game. Outside, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw to first. Torrey is back. Napoli pulling it foul on the third base side. And it goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Well, that area of the field has been peppered with baseballs.
Would have been really comfortable today sitting in those sweet seats.
Oh, no doubt.
No ducking whatsoever.
That along with eating a lot of cotton candy would be perfect.
The 1-2. Napoli fouls it back. Make the play. That will end the inning. No runs ahead. The man left John. We are through 8. Still tied at 1. Faced the bottom third of Oakland's order. Kevin pitched yesterday. Went 1 inning. Walked 1 and gave up a base hit. Threw quite a few pitches last night. He'll be faced with Hermida, Gross, and Pennington. Those are the scheduled 3 batters here for Bob Gary in the 9th inning. Michael Kahn went 1 inning, scoreless, gave up a hit, struck out 2. Hermida today 0 for 3. Fielder's choice, a fly ball to right and a strikeout. Jepson gets ahead here, no balls and a strike. Oakland with 6 hits. They've left 8 men on base. The Angels 4 hits, have committed 3 errors, have stranded 6. Hermida fouls it back to the left, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Hermida, well, one hopper over to Howie. Leadoff man is retired. There's out number 1. So Gross will step to the plate. Came on as a defensive replacement for Chris Carter in the 7th inning. His first AB of the game. Carter went 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Kevin delivers a strike. Gross on the year, 241 average. 1 home run and 25 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike. In the bottom of the 9th inning, the Angels have Rivera, Izturis, and Ibar, the scheduled 3 batters. Missed outside, it's 2-1. With Pennington on deck.
Jepson with that good fastball, still 96, but on the outer half of the plate again. Trust movement, start middle part and sink it away.
That's on the corner. 2-2. Joel Pinheiro got the start for the Angels. Went 7 innings, gave up a run on 5 hits. Bobby Kramer got the start for Oakland. Went 6 2/3. Gave up a run on 3 hits. Struck out 4 and walked 2. Gross slices it foul. So the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gross on that breaking pitch. There's out number 2.
A good snap on this breaking pitch by Kevin Jepson stayed on top of that very well. That curveball, not the slider or cut fastball we've referenced a lot this season for Kevin Jepson. I still believe that curveball is a very effective pitch when he stays in his mechanics. It doesn't overthrow that pitch. Great 11-5 break on that one.
Pennington over to Kendrick. Jepson has himself a 1-2-3 inning. Way to the bottom of the ninth inning. Rivera is Sturis and Ibar with the score tied at 1. Tied at 1. The Angels got a run in the third. Oakland a run in the fifth. And that's where we have been ever since. Craig Breslow out there for his second inning of work. Breslow had a fairly easy eighth inning, even though he gave up a 2-out base hit to Torrey Hunter. He'll face Juan Rivera to start the ninth inning. 1-0 for 3 in this one with a fly ball to left, a ground ball to third, and a comebacker to the mound. Outfield for Oakland very deep in left end and center. Changeup misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Breslow's been pretty good of late, having not allowed a run in his 12 of his last 14 outings. 1.20 ERA during that span. Juan swinging through that one. It's 1-2.
He has given up 8 home runs this season.
He can rack up strikeouts. Career high 67 punch-outs. Tying him with Bob Ochinko. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I went back to the Wayback Machine.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
Rivera breaks his bat. Fouls it up the first base line. So Breslow and Bob Ochinko tie for the second best total by a left-handed reliever in Oakland history. Bob Lacey holds the record with 69 punch-outs back in '77. So, needless to say, Breslow will more than likely get it, you would think. Bob Ochinko.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him because, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played for the Cubs in the late '70s. My old man got into coaching right after he stopped playing. I'm pretty sure he was there. Or maybe I just recognize the name.
It's a great name.
Yeah. How can you not recognize that? 1-2. This one up the third base line, but foul. Nice play by Kuzminov, but in foul territory. You probably played against him, didn't you?
He was with Oakland. Yes.
Probably Kazimov now. Rivera goes down swinging. There is out number 1. I'll bring up Meister Asturis. Asturis, a 1-for-3 game. Had a base hit in the 4th inning. It's also grounded out and hit a fly ball out. And now Breslow no longer tied with Bob. We just saw history.
It's not fair.
No. 2 balls, no strikes here on Asturis. Three balls and no strikes. 3 early games in the American League. Texas beat Seattle 6-5 at the ballpark in Arlington. Cleveland right now shutting out the Tigers 4-0 in the 8th. And of course this one tied at 1 in the 9th. That's a 4-pitch walk.
And King Felix won another game last night. Well, they actually scored some runs for him, I should say.
Ibar's coming to the plate. With 1 out and a man on. Yeah. Who could forget the Eric Ibar bobblehead promotion? Eric all smiles there. It's a good look.
It is.
Yeah.
And why not hit a double to win the game? As we reminisce about his bobble day back on April 21st.
That was back in April.
Yeah, it's always sunny in California. Here we're in New York, or next year we're in Kansas City. There's a pretty good chance there's some rain.
You know what? That did bring a smile to my face.
Yes, it did. It's unbelievable how happy you got.
The 1-0. Upstairs, 6 straight wide ones for Craig Breslow. And Kurt Suzuki's going to go out and have a conversation. Reggie Willits on deck. Three and 0.
I believe if you're Eric Ibar, you're taking a minimum of 2 pitches here. Hopefully, one to be a walk, but you're going to be taking 3-1.
I like the Eddie Goodell approach that Ibar just took there. A little bit high. That's a 4-pitch walk. 8 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Breslow. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Willits coming to the plate. Visit to the mound is broken up. First AB for Reggie in this one. Came on as a defensive replacement in the 8th inning. All you're looking for here is a little bloop, a little flare. Get it out to the outfield. Take your chances with Meiser at second base. Representing the winning run. Reggie hitting .261 on the year. He has 8 runs batted in. And from the right side, 277 with 5 RBIs. So 5 of the 8 coming from the right side of the plate. Kuzminoff is in on the grass at third base just in case.
Gross and Hermida are playing pretty deep in the outfield.
Yep. Rajai Davis in center field. Little spin move. Nothing's happening. Angels trying to plate the run here, pick up the victory, finish off the 81st and final home game of the year with a W, finish the sweep of the Oakland Athletics. That is down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Big lead at second for Meiser. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, when you try to aim the baseball, that plate becomes real small.
Two-0. 3 balls and no strikes. I do believe Reggie might be taking until he gets 2 strikes. The 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. 3-1.
And he'll be taking again.
Hank Conger is on deck. A strikeout of Rivera. Back-to-back walks to Scherzer and Ibar. And a 3-1. Down low, they are loaded up for Hank Conger. 3 straight walks by Craig Breslow. Alberto Callaspo coming out to pinch hit here. Alberto Callaspo has been scuffling in the month of September. And he's going to come up and hit from the right side here with 1 out of the bases loaded. Callaspo this year from the right side, a 206 average compared to the 261 from the left.
He's playing a lot of first pitches also. Definitely, if you have a pitcher who's walked 3 straight batters, you need to be patient.
As a pinch hitter this year, Callaspo 0 for 3. Alberto got the start at third base in last night's game, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a couple of fly ball outs. Infield is in for Oakland, as is the outfield. Breslow's first pitch is fouled off to the right. Callaspo swinging at the first pitch. Breslow having thrown 13 previous pitches, 12 out of the strike zone. And Alberto hacking away. Chasing what would have been a pitch out of the strike zone. It's 1-1.
Keep in mind, 2 outfielders for Oakland, very strong arms. Gross and Hermida in both right and left.
Oh, 2. Popped up. Infield fly rule is called, so Callaspo is out. There are 2 outs. Well, Callaspo showing absolutely no patience whatsoever against Craig Breslow in the game on the line. There are 2 outs now. It's up to Peter Borges.
And Borges not afraid to lay down a bunt, but with the bases loaded, you have a force play at every base. Oh boy, a golden opportunity after 3 walks in a row.
Fouled straight back. Borges 0 for 3. Had a sacrifice bunt in the third. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Borges fouling it off to the right. This one a slice toward the seats, and it's in there a couple of rows deep. 1-2. One, 2. Borges takes a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, new life for Borges. That was pretty close. When you're out of the strike zone as consistently as Breslow has been this thing, you don't get borderline pitches.
Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Izturis at third, Ibar at second, Willits at first. All 3 on board, courtesy of 3 walks issued by Craig Breslow. Callaspo, as a pinch hitter, saw 3 pitches and popped out on the infield. For the second out, Rivera started the inning by striking out. Another 2-2. That is line toward short. Pennington's got it. They'll go the short way, and Willits is retired. We're heading into extra innings. 9 in the books. We're still tied at 1 here at the Big A. A lot of extra inning games. We are tied at 1 as we start the 10th. Jeff Mathis is behind the plate, taking over for Hank Conger. We got pinch hit for by Alberto Callaspo. And Bobby Kazava takes over on the mound for Kevin Jepson, who threw a scoreless 9th inning.
In a 1-2-3 ninth inning, the 111th 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen, which is the fewest in the American League as far as 1-2-3. That's something I think this bullpen has to work on. The stuff is there. Its command of the strike zone has been an issue at times.
Davis, Barton, and Ellis here in the 10th inning. Rajai Davis, the center fielder, 2 for 4 with an RBI double and a single. And Kazava falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. Bobby last pitch on the 26th against the White Sox went 1 inning. All zeros. Third stint with the Angels this year. And a Rule 5 pick December of last year by the Oakland A's. Was in spring training camp with them. Was not going to make the team. Offered back to the Angels. The Angels took Bobby back. Davis puts it on the ground at short. Ibar's got it. Quick release, and Davis is retired for the first out. So that'll bring up Derek Barton. Brad Ziegler's up now for Oakland. Interesting 2 innings for Craig Breslow. Barton takes inside. First baseman has struck out, walked, grounded out, and lined out. So an 0 for 3 afternoon. Oakland with 6 hits in this one. The Angels with 4. Fouled straight back. Wait a little bit longer, too. You're going to see the shadows creeping in over the home plate area. Missed outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Three-one. Barton pulls it over to first. Napoli's got it. Two outs. The bottom of the 10th. The Halos have 2, 3, and 4. Kendrick, Hunter, and Napoli. Also have Hideki Matsui still available on the bench. Casville has to deal with Mark Ellis before we get to the 10th, or the bottom of the 10th anyway. Ellis 2 for 3 game, couple of singles, a walk and a strikeout. Chopper toward short. Ibar surrounds it, fires the first, and Casville has himself a 1, 2, 3 top of the 10th. To the bottom of the 10th, Kendrick, Hunter, Napoli trying to snap this one time, but the Angels over the top. for that.
Yeah, well, he gave the gift of extra innings to the fans.
Yeah.
Last home game of the year, extra innings. Thanks, Santa.
Submariner Brad Ziegler comes on here in relief of Craig Breslow. Went 2 innings, walked 3, struck out 1, gave up a hit, no runs allowed. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Angels.
Definitely does overpower you with that fastball. It's about deception, that arm angle he creates. 83, 87 on the fastball. Very good frisbee-like slider and a changeup.
Misses outside for ball 1.
And those shadows are getting closer and closer to home plate.
2 balls and no strikes. Ziegler threw in the opening game of the series. Just went 1/3 of an inning. There's Howie. Lines one to center field. The leadoff man is on board. Second hit of the game for Kendrick. A 2-for-5 game. And that'll bring up Torrey Hunter with nobody out. Ziegler's been very good against right-handers this year, limiting them to a 196 average. Lefties at 333. Torrey, a little chopper on the left side. Kuzminoff picks it, bobbles it. Everybody is safe. He had the out at second, but just lost it on the transfer. And the Halos have first and second with nobody out. Mike Napoli's being called back to the dugout.
High chopper trying to make something into that play. Had a chance maybe to get a force out, but when the transfer from the glove to hand slipped out. Like Andrew Romine's going to come in to probably up here ask to bunt.
Napoli ends the game going 0 for 4. Kuzminoff getting charged with the error. So 2 on, nobody out. Sacrifice situation here. Romine drops the ball on the third base side. Looks to third. Fires to first. And the sacrifice works. Kuzminoff was charging in at third base. That's why Ziegler had no play over there. Kendrick ends up at third. Hunter at second. There's 1 out. And it's Juan Rivera, the scheduled batter. Hideki Matsui is going to pitch in. The first base open. You figure that they're going to walk Hideki. It'll be up to Meiser.
Nice job by Andrew Romine to get that bunt down. But a play there, if you're Oakland, you're better off having your third baseman stay back and have your pitcher charge the third baseline. And Ziegler showed pretty good skills getting off the mound. But Kuzminoff came in also. There's no play at third base. If he stays there at third, they might have a shot.
Here's the intentional walk. There's ball 3. And so they're loaded up now for Asturis. Meiser had a walk at his last plate appearance. That was in the 9th inning. Bob Garrett's going to come out. Looks like they're going to make the switch here to bring in 5 infielders. Looks like Jeremy Hermida is being called out of the game. Hermida's not sure. I don't think they don't do this a whole lot at Boston, I don't believe. The Angels have done it quite a bit this year. I don't think I've seen Oakland do it against the Angels at any point.
Did the Angels pull off that 5 infielders to get a 3-2-4 double play? not that long ago.
Yeah, that was in Cleveland last road trip. Steve Tollefson comes into the game. He will be that fifth infielder. He goes in Hermita's spot and technically is the right fielder. So here's Esteuras. Sinking fastball misses outside for ball one. Meister 1 for 3 on the day, had a base hit in the fourth inning. One-0. Little chopper back up the middle, cut off by Pennington. The throw home is in time. And there is out number 2.
Chopper right up the middle. Hey, what if they were aggressive enough? They might have had a shot at getting Torrey Hunter at third base.
Tollefson moves now over to left field. Gross goes to right. So for the second straight inning, bases loaded. See if Eric Ibar can cash it home. Takes down low for ball one. Ibar also drew a walk in that ninth inning plate appearance. He's had a 1 for 3 game. Base hit in the seventh.
Well, if you're patient enough against Ziegler, if you're a left-handed batter, and bring him up in the strike zone, he's going to try to make you swing at something down and away and out of the strike zone.
Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ziegler almost looks like he's trying to throw darts on that outside corner against the left-hander. We mentioned the numbers he's put up against left-handed batters this year, at least the numbers the left-handed batters have put up against Ziegler, over 300. 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. That shadow is out over home plate now. A 2-1. Ibar rolls a foul on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Way outside, a full count. They really got underneath that breaking pitch. So with 2 outs, merry-go-round will be going here. Runners off of the pitch. Torrey Hunter representing the winning run at third base.
Not easy to throw a strike in this scenario.
Here's the payoff. Ibar out toward left center field. Tollefson has got it. And that will end the 10th. Second straight inning in which the Angels have left them loaded. We head to the 11th, tied at 1. second inning of work. New first baseman for the Angels, with Mike Napoli getting pinch hit for. Brandon Wood takes over at first. Reggie Willits is now in right field. And that's right, Hideki Matsui, because he pinch hit, is the new left fielder. Jeff Larish will be pinch hitting here for Matt Carson. Carson was the DH, or took over the DH spot when he pinch ran for Jack Cuss back in the 8th inning. It is now Larish in that role.
And Larish, that guy that loves to hit that fastball. Very aggressive on the fastball, too.
Two balls and no strikes. The Halos have stranded 12 men in this game, 9 of which have come from the 7th inning on. And Caswell falls behind here, 3 balls and no strikes. A's pitchers from the 7th inning on have walked 5 guys. Nobody has scored. 3-0 pitch. Larish takes a strike, 3-1.
And it becomes more and more difficult to see the baseball now.
Larish loops one down the left field line, a base hit. Matsui over to cut it off, does so, and he holds Larish to a single. Nice play by Hideki.
A good throw into second base also. Pretty good piece hit by Larish going the other way. Matsui able to cut it off before it got down in the corner. Makes a strong throw. One hop into second base. Keeps him at first.
Here's Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. 0 for 4 today. The strikeout victim in the 8th. Bunts and got too much air underneath it. Maciris has got it for the first out. That's one of those instances that's what you get for trying to bunt for a base hit as opposed to just dropping the bunt down.
Especially a pitch that's up. More difficult to bunt. A gift out.
Brings up Kevin Kuzminoff here with 1 out, 1 on. Kuzminoff, an 0 for 4 game, reached on an error back into second. First pitch strike. The 0-1. Check swing roller on the first base side. Brandon's got it. He'll tag out Kuzminoff. Round number 2, advancing to second base is Larish. And here comes Steve Thomason. See Francisco Rodriguez getting loose. In the bottom of the 11th inning, 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Halos. Willits, Mathis, and Borges. Long look in for Bobby, facing Tolleson here, right-handed batter. Him as the 5th infielder. Then move out to left field when Meiser chopped into that fielder's choice. One ball, one strike. Well, nothing like providing some Angel fans a little extra excitement on the last home game of the year. A couple extra frames. As Kazabal falls behind here at 2-1. 39,199 the announced attendance here this afternoon. Continuing that push north of 3 million fans. Two-one. Thomason, a chopper toward third as Durst has got it. Long throw across, and Thomason is retired from the third out. We head to the bottom of the 11th inning. Willits, Mathis, Borges to schedule 3. Still tied at 1. Off here gets Brad Ziegler. Willits, his first plate appearance, drew a walk in the 9th inning and was stranded there. Jeff Mathis in the on-deck circle, then the top of the order, Peter Borges. Ziegler got into trouble in the 10th inning, loading the bases up, but getting out of it. Induced the ground ball off the bat of Stewart, and then the fly ball off the bat of Ibar. A 3-2 count.
That was pretty close to borderline pitch too that Ibar swung at.
There's a strike, 2-1. Down even now at 2-2. This one popped up. Tolleson calls off Davis. Nope, the other way around. Davis calls off Tolleson, and there's the first down of the inning. So 1 out, brings up Jeff Mathis. Mathis fouls off the first pitch. Matt Palmer now up and loosening. Oh, 1 pitch. Jeff breaks his bat, loops it out to shallow right field. Gross is not going to get to it. Falls in for a base hit. So 1 out knock puts a man on for Peter Borges, who today has had an 0 for 4 game. Sacrifice bunt back in the third inning. Grounded into that inning-ending fielder's choice in the ninth.
Not a bad guy to put a hit and run on with, though. With Mathis at first base. After that flare into the outfield.
Shows bunt, bunts it foul with Kuzminov was playing back. You'd think in that situation with Kuzminov, he came charging in, and a pretty good fielding third baseman, that take a chance to try to push bunt on the first base side, force Barton to come off the bag, or even if he can get it past the mound. You got Ziegler, Submariner falls off to the third base side.
So you got Ellis playing up the middle. There's no way Ellis could be back to be able to field the throw from Barton if he's forced to make that play.
The 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. This game very reminiscent all of a sudden of that Monday night game. 6-5 Angels victory. 26 men left on base. 23 total hits. A lot fewer hits, but a lot of base runners. 21 so far stranded as Borges lines one to second. And there is out number 2. So Mathis with the heads up, getting back to the bag and avoiding the double play. Keeps the inning going in that regard. Allowing Howie Kendrick to step up here. He's 2 for 5. Had a base hit in the 10th inning as the leadoff man. He was the guy that got thrown out at the plate on that Meister fielder's choice. Had a double back in the first. Swings through that first pitch. And it's no balls and a strike. To the right side, Ellis can't handle it. Mathis gets to second base. An infield base hit for Howie Kendrick. A 3-hit game. And again, third straight inning in which the Angels have put the winning run in scoring position. Now it's up to Torrey Hunter.
It's going to be up to Torrey to do the similar type of approach that Howie had against Ziegler. He stays away with that sinking fastball or frisbee slider on the outer half, so you have to go the other way. You try to pull that, you're going to hit a ground ball right to shortstop.
That sinking fastball. Ziegler thinking the exact same thing. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Torrey lines one to center field. That should be the game winner, and it will be. Mathis scores. Light that baby up. The Angels have just swept the Oakland Athletics in the final home game of the year.
Bobby Caswell picks up his first win of his career. There's fireworks going off here. Big Torrey Hunter. Big base hit. 2-1 affair here at the bottom of the 11th. Walk-off variety for the Halos. Fans that came to the game today get a little extra and they get a W. What a job, though, by the pitching staff today.
Yep. Hunter picks up his 88th run batted in of the year. And congratulations to Bobby Cazaval. Picks up the win in relief.
That's 3 guys getting their first major league wins this year. Rich Thompson, Michael Kahn, and now Bobby Cazaval.
Cazaval picks up the win. Ziegler takes the loss. We're going to go down to Michael Leaves, who is with Torrey Hunter.
All right, Victor, thanks a lot. Here with Torrey Hunter. Torrey, I was watching you when you were on deck, and you had a couple of guys on. It just seemed like you didn't want the game to get past you. You were determined to win that game if you got a chance.
Man, I wanted that game over. That DH, man, I was falling asleep down in that dugout. So we was just trying to get that game over, man. That's a good ball club over there. We were battling, and we came through with the win.
Talk about today's effort considering the last game of the year at home at Angel Stadium. You always want to get out with a victory, and as you mentioned, a tough game today against the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, you always want to finish great, and that's what we did, man. We came out here with the fans out here supporting us that's left. It's been great, man. These fans are great. But we came out here, we wanted to finish strong, and that's what we did today. We went out there and we got the win. We got the victory in extra innings.
Now you got to go on the road. Last 4 games against the team that won the division. Any extra motivation to go to Texas this weekend?
Man, there's always motivation. You know, you got to find some kind of motivation. If you can't play professional baseball, you need something to motivate you to play professional baseball, there's something wrong. So we're going down to Texas, and we're going to try to make this statement and let them know we're going to be for real next year.
Torrey, appreciate the time. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Torrey Hunter with the walk-off hit. The Angels win the last game of the season here at Angel Stadium. Now it's on to the road for 4 against the Rangers. Angels Live continues right after this.